Watch till the end, you will die laughing.
What did I tell you? Look. Oh my god, I told you, dude, if you have an onion, they'll come in your lap and rub it all day. You want to get the bugs off of them. Oh my god. What? No way, dude. Oh, I'm dying, dude. Oh my god. Oh shit. Oh, no way. What the fuck?
That's amazing. So many.
Oh my god, that's one of the craziest things I've ever seen. Here comes another one, dude. I'm not even kidding. Yep. How many monkeys? Come on, little one. 1, 2. You have 6 monkeys in your lap.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
They're not peeing on me. Oh my god. They might be. There's so many. It's so worth it.
Oh my god.
It's a joke that's so stupid it's funny. 3 guys are walking through the woods when they find a lamp. One of them picks it up, rubs it, and out pops a genie. It booms, "You have finally freed me after all these years, so I'll grant each one of you 3 wishes." The first guy immediately blurts out, "I want $1 billion. Poof. He's holding a printout that shows his account balance is now in fact 1,003,50. The second man thinks for a bit, then says, "I want to be the richest man alive." Poof. He's holding papers showing his net worth is now well over 300 billion. The third guy thinks even longer about his wish, then says, "I want my left arm to rotate clockwise for the rest of my life." Poof. His arm starts rotating. The genie tells them it's time for their second wish. The first guy says, "I want to be married to the most beautiful woman on earth." Poof. A stunning beauty wraps herself around his arm. The second guy says, "I want to be good looking and charismatic, so I can have every girl I want." Poof. His looks change and the first guy's wife immediately starts flirting with him. The third guy says, "I want my right arm to rotate counterclockwise until I die." Poof. Now both his arms are rotating, in opposite directions. The genie tells them to think very carefully about their third wish. The first guy does, and after a while says, "I never want to become sick or injured. I want to stay healthy until I die." Poof. His complexion improves. His acne is gone and his knees don't bother him anymore. The second guy says, "I never want to grow old. I want to stay 29 forever." Poof. He looks younger already. The third guy smiles triumphantly and says, "My last wish is for my head to nod back and forth." Poof. He's now nodding his head and still flailing his arms around. The genie wishes them good luck, disappears, and the men soon go their separate ways. Many years later they meet again and chat about how things have been going. The first guy is ecstatic. "I've invested the money and multiplied it many times over, so me and my family will be among the richest of the rich pretty much forever. My wife is a freak in the sheets, and I've never gotten so much as a cold in all these years." The second guy smiles and says, "Well, I built charities worldwide with a fraction of my wealth. I'm still the richest guy alive and also revered for my good deeds. I haven't aged a day since we last met, and yes, your wife is pretty wild in bed." The third guy walks in, flailing his arms around and nodding his head, and says, "Guys, I think I effed up."
What are your dating horror stories? I got bored on Tinder and wanted a causal relationship. My first 20 swipes were not matched, but then I matched a girl named Michelle who was a 9/10. She was a 23-year-old blonde, but slightly too good looking. I asked for her number and texted her to ask if she wanted to do anything tonight. She was very willing, but she wanted to meet in public, before taking me back to her place. She said she wanted to hang out by a small park near her place at 10 p.m., which seemed odd, but I was down. I left at 9:45 and sent her a confirmation text. It was only a 10-minute drive to the small residential park. I walked over to the swings. I was early, so I texted her at 10:02 to tell her I was there. But this was when she stopped responding. I started to believe she flaked. The playground was surrounded by a forest, and considering it was a weeknight, nobody was out and about at this time. The only reason I could see in the dark was due to a light bulb mounted to a small bathroom shack opposite the swings. I was sitting on the swings pushing back and forth in boredom, and then I froze. The sound of the squeaky swing stopped, allowing me to hear something echo out from the little bathroom shack. It sounded intentional, meaning someone might be in there. Now this wouldn't be strange considering it's a public park, only I would have thought they'd have locked the bathrooms at this hour. Who else would be at this park on a 10:15 weeknight? Then I felt a vibration in my pocket. So excited I whipped out my phone and saw a new text from Michelle. The text said, "Hey, I just got here. Come into the bathroom, I have a surprise for you." My heart dropped as I read this. I felt butterflies in my stomach. Not as an innocent nervousness, more like a disturbed and freaked out feeling. My thumbs were hovering over the phone as I was conjuring up something to type in response. Then she sent another text saying, "Get off the swing and come here." As I read the text, I looked up to the tiny bathroom building and opened my mouth, almost ready to scream, when I saw half of a person's face peering out of the entrance from one of the bathrooms, leering over to me on the swing. Only maybe for half of a second I saw a good portion of their face as they slowly moved out of sight. To be honest, in the heat of the moment I couldn't tell if it was a male or female, but I knew something bad was going on and I was disturbed by the situation. I got off the swing quietly and tiptoed away from the playground. When I was far enough away, I ran back to my car as fast as I could. That run back to the car was one of the most horrific experiences of my life, as I had the constant fear of somebody chasing me in the back of my mind. As soon as I got back in my car, I paused for a breather, but up until that point nothing compared to the gut-wrenching fear that I felt when I took one look at the park. I saw a grown man emerge from the tree running full speed towards my car. I turned the key in ignition and practically threw the car in drive before it was even fully started. When I was halfway down the road and looked back, there was nobody in the streets. When I pulled into my driveway, I sat there for 10 minutes thinking and reflecting. I truly appreciate my life after that experience and deleted Tinder from my phone.